YouTube today, and as I said earlier, I'm gonna do one live at a time because I can't focus and get it because I'm looking at two different cameras. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, and then push it down so you can see me if I go to the floor. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, let me put my socks in. So, yeah, that's really nice. It's really nice in here. It's warm right now, and just immediately when you come in and it feels warm, it feels good. So, I'm going to keep to the 15 minutes, and the topic is managing stress in minutes. And what do you do throughout the day to recenter yourself so that you feel relaxed? So that takes preparation, that takes thought, and it takes practice and consistency, because you can either give into the moment of frustration, or you can choose to create tools, create strategies that you actually use consistently. Um, Consistency is key. Everyone tells you that. All the people who talk about self improvement and moving from one destination to a higher destination mention that it doesn't have anything. You know, if you have natural talent and ability and wits and wisdom, and you have consistency, you're going to be a phenomenal person. And we know people like that. But if you don't have all of those things, and you're not at the upper end in terms of wit or ability to get complex things naturally, you can still be consistent and improve over time. Same thing when it comes to de-stressing. When you are trying to make sure that every day is a good day. Every day you, at the end of the day, it shouldn't be that you didn't have problems. We're always faced with adversity, right? But it should be at the end of the day that you feel like, in reflection, I handled it well. I was able to calm myself and do something for myself in the moment, wherever I was, and recenter myself back on the path of where I want to be. And just because you acknowledge that the day was good and that you were able to get through situations that may have caused you a little angst, a little discomfort, it doesn't mean that you don't note things that do happen, uh, because you have to reflect on the good and the bad. You should, you really should. But reflect doesn't mean dwell. Some people like to dwell, and they, not only in their mind, but in their conversation, they will just harp on the negative of a scenario, rather than acknowledging it and then highlighting the positive and how you were able to push past it. So, yesterday, I said the first thing you should do is breathe. And I said that it should be an open-eyed meditative breath where you have a slight gaze ahead, and don't use an excuse of your environment, like, oh, I don't have a nice tree to look at, or oh, I don't have the anything appealing to look at. It doesn't matter. You do a soft gaze, you breathe in through your nose, and you breathe out slowly in control without any thought. Don't try to think of anything. Just let your mind relax and focus on the breath. Let me show you. You ready? Here we go. Oh, I almost closed my eyes. And I almost closed my eyes because it's the end of the day and I've earned the right to exercise with my eyes closed. But for this live and for this particular segment of open-eyed meditative breath, I want to make sure I do it as I want you to try yourself. And you don't have to just try this when you're under pressure or feeling anxiety. It actually is a natural boost, so you can do it anytime. But it's especially helpful when you have a situation where there is tension and pressure and you need to relax immediately. So let me show you. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. And you lick your lips slightly. You can if you want, because that's water on your lips as you're breathing through your nose and coming out through your mouth. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Now, I just did 3 breaths, 3 in, 3 out. And what I noticed is that sometimes when I used to do hot yoga, like Bikram hot yoga, which I love, I would breathe hard, and that's not what you need. You don't need a hard breath. You need a slow, controlled, consistent breath. So it should be in and then out. And the only thing you should be thinking about when you do that breath is the breath itself, and the most, what do I think about the most? Let me think. Let me try. Let me do it again. The most you should think about is, let's say you're really having a tough situation and it's like you need to really calm yourself. The most you should be thinking about when you do that breath is in with the positivity, in with all of the strength of the universe, and then out with the negativity. And the negativity, you should imagine the negativity going out and dissipating and becoming weak and breaking and not transmitting to anyone or anyone in the same state. When it comes out of you, you should be breaking it down and moving it out of your space, but it shouldn't be going into anybody's space. It should be breaking, just like confetti. You know, when you throw confetti in the air, or just like fireworks, when they go in the air and they spread out, that's what you want to do with that negative breath that's coming out of you. You do not want that negative breath to sit in your room, to sit in your building, to sit in your atmosphere. You want it to be weak. The further it gets away and it breaks. That's the only thing you should be thinking about when you breathe in an open-eyed meditative breath and breathe out and release that negative energy that was weakening you, and as it's leaving you, you're becoming stronger, calmer, more centered, more able to handle whatever it was that was making you feel anxiety. Now, the other thing I mentioned, and the reason I'm repeating it is because this is a series for the week, and today is Wednesday, so we're in the middle of the week, and it's my first week doing this. So it will get more structured, it will be, altered, and as we go along, I will try to improve. But for those of you who are online with me live right now, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, friend or foe. I don't know, but I'm hoping that it's a friend. I'm Teacher Erica, and I'm here today talking to you about relieving stress in minutes, because you have many minutes in the day where you come across situations that irritate you, that get you off your square, that make you feel as if you're not centered. Maybe you feel a sense of imbalance, and you need to get back on track to get yourself redirected so that you can have the happiest day possible. You should be able to reflect at the end of the day and look back and say, I handled all those situations well, and I am intact, I'm in a good mood, I'm here for my family, I'm here for myself, and I'm getting ready to rejuvenate myself for the next day. And I'm not only excited about this day and how it's ending, but I'm looking forward to tomorrow and how it will begin. And if you can keep that motion for these, next 15 days of this year 2025, these last 2 weeks of the year, you'll have a great momentum going into the new year. 2025 went by. I can remember January like it was yesterday. So if things are going to go by fast, you want to make sure at the beginning of the year, at the end of this year, and the beginning of next year, you're focused. And it's a structured focused, meaning that you have your system in place for how you're going to handle situations throughout the day to get you focused and free from anxiety. You have your health plan and whatever kind of regimen you're going to do and what kinds of things you want to eat, your meal plan, your food in order, how you're going to organize yourself. Because the more you're organized with how you eat and how you exercise, how you drink water, and how you, of course, organize your finances, because everybody's worried about their finances, but it's really your paperwork and being consistent with keeping things in order so that you can complete things on time. And I don't want to get into that because that's just a whole stressful task. And in this room at Hot Works in Belmont, which you are welcome to come join anytime, but they're all over the United States. They're actually all over the world. And if you mention Teacher Erica, you can come to the one at Belmont for a week for free. But in here, this is my happy place. This is where I try to center myself, and I invite you in here to see how beautiful it is. It's very nice, and it's warm, and you sweat, and you can follow the virtual teacher, or you can do your own thing. But as I talk to you about de-stressing, all day on the lives, I've been in places that make me feel good. In the Bay Area, there's a lot of places like that. I'll tell you, when I was living in the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi, especially in Al Ain, we had a lot of parks, not especially Al Ain, but I lived in Al Ain, so we went to a lot of parks, and they were beautiful. But there's parks in Abu Dhabi as well. There's parks in Dubai, okay? Don't get it twisted. But finding a place where you can breathe and do something relaxing, and then just play music that you like, if you listen to music. I don't know many people who don't like music, but there are some people. And if you're that type of person, then whatever it is, drinking some tea, taking a hot bath, getting a massage, whatever it is that's healthy, that is something for you. Something maybe you spend money to do, if you have the money to spend, or something you don't spend money and it still makes you feel good. Because it didn't cost me anything but gas. Oh, let me put my socks on. Can't find my green socks tonight. But it didn't cost me anything but gas and to drive to the locations where I like seeing the view, and Play my radio, play my YouTube channel, right? I mean, not my YouTube channel, but play the music that I like on YouTube, right? I need a DJ, or I need to become a DJ, but I need some music, some good music that gets me hyped so that I can talk about some contemporary topics and have fun talking and showing you while I continue on my weight loss journey. Okay, so let me show you one more thing that I'm going to implore you to purchase if you don't have it. And if you have it and you're not using it, then I want to tell you need to use it. Hold on one second. Okay, so I don't know the official name of this roller, but I said to you that if you were to have the money to get a massage and use that as your treat to yourself to decompress from something that was causing you anxiety or stress, I want to reiterate that this is probably cheaper than paying for a massage, and it probably fits better into your schedule than paying for a massage. And guess what? You're going to pay maybe $150 for a massage, and you're probably going to pay what? $20 at the most for one of these, and you can use this every night. You can use it every night before you go to bed, and it will not only help your back, but it will relax you so much that you'll get a really, really good deep sleep. So just keep that in mind, that you, as we end this year, and you want to work on de-stressing yourself as quickly as possible, you want to make sure you don't spend a lot of money, and you want to make sure that you incorporate strategies that you can use consistently, not just one time. Okay, I've been using this now for maybe 3 weeks, and I see the difference. I float when I leave here. When I use this, I float when I leave here. I mean, this is just so incredibly, it's like the best tool ever for self-care and for back care, right? And keeping yourself from getting like a stroke or things that affect your spine and all the pressure from sitting down or being sedentary. This one item, and I'm gonna have an affiliate link. I'm gonna look for it once I finish doing what I'm doing, because I'm just working so hard and I'm having so much fun. And you know, I'm just so thankful to be back in the United States and close to leaving the United States, and in the transition, enjoying being home. The Bay Area is great. The Bay Area, I feel blessed that I grew up in the Bay Area. Incredibly blessed. It's such a unique area. It's such a unique area. And I guess the other thing you can do in minutes to de-stress is, you know, people will say this is kind of cheesy, but you can think about the good things you have and calm yourself before you start weighing your brain on the negative. You know, you can, when you breathe in and you breathe out, you can just be like, you know, God, you know, I had a really good breakfast. That avocado toast was so good. And, you know, it really, you know, had my day started off right. And, you know, my, that person that said I did a good job on a whatever, and you just, whatever it is that happened that you can be thankful for. Like, for instance, what am I thankful for today? I mean, I'm just thankful that I get to rush towards my dream and be consistent with it, and see how each day I do something different that challenges myself. And how, like for instance today, when I went live, somebody stopped, came and talked to me, got in the camera on the live, and actually wrote the phone number down to HotWorks to get the free week. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And I'm thankful for that. You know, whether they come to HotWorks or not, whether, you know, just the fact that they saw me and they were like interested, and then, you know, came to find out and then engaged on the live. That was the best thing, because that's what I want more of, getting out and about, talking to people, asking them questions, the same questions I'm asking you, so that you can see what people are saying and then getting you all engaged in those topics. But I just have to be really, really careful, because it's very important in this time not to get political. And it's hard not to get political, because everything deals with politics, even especially food, water. Everything deals with politics. So I just have to take my time on how I'm building. But you know what? They say don't rush. They say don't rush. So speaking of don't rush, it's been 15 minutes or a little bit more, and that is my time for tonight. This is Teacher Erica, and I'm very grateful for your participation on my page. And I hope that you follow, like, comment, and share. Until next time, bye.